Everything is fucking garbage. We're going live on my phone because everything is fucking garbage. Love it. Yeah, let's edit that stream in studio. Thanks, YouTube. Would you like to edit that stream in studio? Would you like to go into your studio and edit? Yeah, what am I going to edit? The spinning wheel of nothing happening? Yeah, let's edit that. Let's go ahead and edit it in studio, in YouTube Studio. Yeah, let's do it. My gosh. I missed it. I missed YouTube. I missed it, and I missed it, and I missed it, and I missed it. And I missed it. I missed it. I missed that it works so well and so consistently. I missed it. This is bright. Hold on. Ooh, that's too dark. Ooh, that's too bright. Ugh, but I want it to be a different light temperature. No, oh my goodness, y'all. Whoa, I'm pink. Okay, that's a little better. I gotta get a stool over here. I don't have a stool. Why do you shave your head? Because I've been losing my hair since I was 25 years old. So I look like Nicholson, but I'm not Nicholson, so it doesn't really work. All right, hold on. I'm getting my stool. Cool. Very tall. Okay, yo. Grammy Boy is upstairs. It's been a while. He is an indoor. We'll start from the beginning. Where did the movies go? What do you mean? What do you mean the theft of? Oh. No, my VHS tapes are not stolen. They're stacked. Cupcake King. Wow, that's a pull. So I left LA over 2 months ago to do an extended trip, holidays, family. I stopped in Denver to look at the creatures. I shot something in Denver. I filmed a little something on the East Coast that's just like a surprise project. And while I was away, my garage flooded. So everything's just like stacked because I cleaned up there and moved everything back here. And so it's just a mess right now. But don't worry, none of the VHSs got hurt. Somehow before I left, I had set all the VHSs on top of a lid, like a container lid, so they were safe. It was like Noah's Ark. A lot of other shit got fucked up, but the VHSs were good, and the Kickstarter rewards were safe. I mean, my wife had to wash some of the shirts, but she got to them before anything had been sitting in water for longer than like a minute. I'm very thankful. And then like half a box of posters for the Kickstarter got ruined, but like half a box of posters compared to what was down here, yeah, you're gonna it'll be a real exclu that some of the people will get flood shirts. You won't know if it's a flood shirt. It was washed immediately. Don't come for me. I'm waiting for someone. I'm waiting for someone to be mad. If you have to change your address for the Kickstarter, you simply log into your Kickstarter profile and change your address. It is simple as that. Yeah, pour one out for Loaf tonight. Seriously, y'all. You know, and Jim Steinman just died in April. Do I see the whole movie in my head? Yeah, I do. You mean the Onyx movie? Yes. If you get a flood shirt, you're gonna go. Meatloaf passed away. Yeah, Louis Anderson as well. And Jim Steinman, Meatloaf's, writing partner in April. It's still too bright. You know what I mean? Gosh, it's like everything just needs to chill. Is it better if I twist it? You want to look at Alf pillows? No? Okay. Okay. Like a bat out of hell, I'll be gone when the morning comes. When the night is over. Obviously, a lot of people know, or maybe they don't, that I fucking hate how pink and purple it is, dude. What's the fucking light? What light temperature do I need? Let me look. Come on, dudes. Can we make it not so fucking pink and purple? No, you just got pink and purple settings, pretty much. Cool. Maybe I'm set to pink and purple. God damn. Many people know, many people don't know that in the Onyx movie, we do a cover of I'd Do Anything for Love, but I won't do that. I'm not active on my Cameo. I've fallen off of doing anything and everything that isn't prep for the Onyx movie. Yeah, I got 2 modes, Geo. Pink and purple. God damn, though, it's fucking pink. So, yeah. So, now doing the Meatloaf cover in the Onyx movie will be like a true homage. Because both Jim Steinman and Meatloaf have now passed away. Yeah, I guess you could blame the phone camera on me looking like a pink and purple freak. We've got the rights. Yeah. We paid for the cover license to the Meatloaf song very early on. That's not a thing. Oh my gosh, the talking cane. Good call. A tentative release date? No. We are shooting the Onyx movie in March and April. But who knows when it'll come out. I mean, yeah, I'm going to edit it right away. Wait, let me go get my talking stick. So let me tell you my tale. I went in November from here in my electric car. I was going to go all the way from here to Massachusetts. Let me tell you why. I was going to stop in Denver. I was looking forward to a big, long road trip. And I liked the challenge of taking my electric car. Was it a good idea? You'll see. I headed out of LA something like November 20th. My plan was to be in Massachusetts for Thanksgiving. My father lives in Massachusetts. I was going to stop in Denver, say hi to Creature Kid and see the shop, and then keep on going. My car, I mapped it out based on charging stations, right? I know, it is a California thing, attempt to do. It's also like a me thing to attempt to do, meaning it was a dumb idea. I was hitting charging stations, juicing for 30 minutes and back on the road. Juicing for 30 minutes and then back on the road. But at a certain point, I don't think this is a permanent thing, but my battery started to hold less of a charge. And I looked it up and it said that it's affected by climate and like vehicle stress. Onyx can sing I Will Do Anything for Love. And I started getting less of a charge and I started having to charge for longer. So my days started stretching. The amount of distance I thought I could travel in 8 hours, 10 hours, was taking me 14 hours. It was stressing me out. I finally got to Denver, and I just realized I'm not going to make it to Massachusetts in time for Thanksgiving. So I told my dad I'm running a day or 2 late. I left my electric car in Denver with Creature Kid and rented a gas vehicle and drove the rest of the way to Massachusetts. And I got there the day after Thanksgiving. Missed Thanksgiving with my dad, but had a second Thanksgiving Friday night. And then from Massachusetts, with my father's car, this is details nobody gives a fuck about, but went to Pittsburgh and I shot a little something. And I'll talk about it in future live streams, but I shot a little horror project in Pittsburgh. A small thing that I've been thinking about for a long time, and the location opened up in December, and so I shot something. I haven't talked about it, but I'll talk about it soon. I'm still editing it. A little Romero thing. Yeah. I might call it a little Romero thing. A little Romero jam. So, shot this thing in Pittsburgh, then went to Maryland, where my family is. Oh, the Notice Me song with Ore Sky, they just wrote me on TikTok. And we collabed. So, went to Maryland, started editing this Pittsburgh project. At my sister's house in Maryland, spent Christmas, New Year's. Then, went from there back to Massachusetts because I was in my father's car, returned the car to him. My plan was to then fly to Denver and take my electric car back to LA. But I realized that was a little bit of an insane thing to do with how long I'd been out of LA. So while I was in Denver, I shot that creature sizzle, then shipped my car to LA and flew back from Denver. Anyway, the funny thing is, the talking cane was in Massachusetts the whole time because I brought it with me because I thought I might use it in the creature sizzle. I thought it might be like, hi, I'm Onyx the Fortuitous, and I'm going to turn these creatures into magical living beings. Bring. But when I wrote it, I didn't include the talking cane. So this was just shipped back to me from my dad. It literally showed up this afternoon. So it's so funny that now I'm back to doing a live stream, and here it is. So I was my God. I drove from LA to Massachusetts, Massachusetts to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh to Maryland, Maryland back to Mass, flew to Denver, shot the creature sizzle, and then back and back to LA. There's a new edit of the creature sizzle. I fucking wish I just taken one more day. The edit on YouTube, I think, is too long, and it bugs me. And so I did a shorter cut, and I put it on Vimeo, and I'm much happier with it. But I don't know how to really push it out. I mean, it did have some solid pee. I pushed it out on my Facebook pages, but, you know, I don't know. I wished I had just waited and put up the shorter cut on YouTube. But I was also anxious to get it up, you know? Where do I begin? What should I talk about? I mean, going to the creature shop was amazing both times. I absolutely love, you can't swap it out. I mean, I would have to delete that link and re-upload. And people would be like, what is this? Didn't you already post this? And I'd be like, it's a new edit for the, And then, it, you know, at least the one that's up now has like 10,000 views. And I don't know. I just love everyone in the creature shop. I just love everyone in the creature shop. And I just want to say that. They're all such sweet humans. Would you say COVID is setting us back financially? Oh, yeah. The COVID budget is... Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty penny. Oh, yeah. Bartok, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you where we're at with Bartok, but I'll tell you as much as I can. I think I mentioned last time we were still going out to, director's cut. I guess I could call it the director's cut. That we were still going out to some big names for Bartok. More straight-to-camera reviews, maybe. But I also got a lot of flack for the Ghostbusters videos. You know what I mean? Everybody uses it as a time to be like, who are you to say the movie wasn't good? You're a fucking failure. And I was like, okay. So, I don't know. Is it really worth it? Like, what the fuck do I care? Why do I put my opinions out there? Ultimately, I just want to be considered a filmmaker as well. So why would I love talking film, though. I love speaking critically about film, for better or for worse. But people get really fucking... Hunter, what's up? People get really fucking hot and bothered. And they get personal. If I say Ghostbusters Afterlife... it was a botch. People are like, you know what's a botch? Your career, you fucker. And I'm like, all right, Jesus Christ. Think about that exchange. I think a movie's bad. You think I'm bad. That's not an equal exchange. You know, criticize my favorite movies. Just write me and say, guess what? Fright Night sucks. But don't say I suck. Ooh, but whatever. It's the fucking internet. So Bartok... I can't believe I'm saying this. He's still not cast. He's still not cast. You know what I mean? We're out to one more big name. Yeah, Happiness. I quote that movie all the time. We're out to one more big name, and literally, the deadline is Monday for this big name to pass or accept, or at least like begin the conversation of accepting. And then we're going out to some of the character actors that I've had in mind for the role. I love Creepshow. I just fucking can't believe that it's months and months and that I still have to say we don't have a Bartok. John Glover is on my list. He's on that list of like, there's some bigger names, and we've gone through all of them. Except for, oh wait, Psycho Bob, you commented supporting me and I thought it was an attack? Well, I'll own that. Can you explain what you said that I misconstrued? Because I definitely was defensive. Because so many of those comments were fucking ripe, dude. So many of those comments were fucking ripe, dude. Yeah, we still don't have the villain. The porn vibes were lame. What porn vibes? Man, these comments are going by too fast. When it's on the phone, the comments don't stay up. They, like, disappear. And I didn't know that. And that's frustrating. The porn vibes in my sizzle. Oh, what, like her moaning and stuff? That's the whole theme. It's Onyx Goes Hollywood. That's the joke. The joke is that he thinks he got himself a hot chick and that he's on his way to the top. And she leaves him for a puppet who's got a better dick than he does. Also, can I just say this? Like, the themes of sexual shame and also just like deconstructing masculinity and sexuality has always been integral to Onyx. Do you remember that the first Onyx video, he talks about jerking off to his neighbor's mail? You know what I mean? So, not to get hot on what you just said, but like, I can't fucking separate weird sexual stuff from Onyx. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? The viral video where he said he bought a fucking hentai that's about incest, dude? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm a little triggered when somebody like has an issue with the sexual nature of an Onyx thing, because I'm like, guess what? I mean, it's baked in. It's baked in. Consider him to be an apple pie, and the filling is sexual shame. I want to see you in real life. I live in West Virginia. But that's fine if you like the wholesome stuff. You know, Onyx can be wholesome too, but I don't think ultimately his world is wholesome. I think he is. I don't think ultimately his world is. I think his world is going to deal with stuff. Even in the movie, man, he talks about how he wants a fuck gadget hack wrench. I mean, what are you going to do? What, you know, I can't take it out of the character, you know? But I get it. Some people have different lines. My, like, artistic journey is, like, raging against the fucking, you know, weird Christian world that I was brought up in. So you're going to get some shit. And if I can't deal with that shit, I'm not going to make anything. Because making stuff is dealing with shit. Just talked to Cronenberg. Hey! Anyway, I know it's fucked up that we don't have a Bartok, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, I get it. You know, it's not everybody's cup of tea. I literally can't even read usernames before it disappears. But yeah, you know what I mean? Some people are bothered by the dirty stuff. Some people think it's funny. I mean, for me, it was a natural through line for the sizzle, because he's pumping himself up in the beginning. He's like, I'm the new shit. Fuck all y'all. And so, you know, the Onyx way is to then get knocked down. And if he thinks he's attracted this woman, then ultimately the through line is going to be her leaving him for one of his own creations, the beefy bad boy. Gio, we might need a seance to get us a Bartok. You know what I mean? We might need a seance. Hey, also, you know what's cool? And I don't, not that you can't criticize me, but like almost every fucking dirty story from Onyx is from my life. You know what I mean? So like, not that you're like heaping shame on me, but at the same time, there's no anecdote I've ever included in an Onyx story that isn't directly from my life. I mean, fact. You know what I mean? Even down to the fact that my 3rd grade crush told me to go suck an egg. Right? Anyway, vibes. Well, I can't read a passage from Brother Sister because A, it's not actually incest hentai, and B, it's written in Japanese, so I can't read it. All right. Creature Sizzle was fucking great. It also like got us hip to working with these creations, working with the puppets. It was like research and development, but also it was a shoot for public consumption. But we might be getting into the good vibes zone. I see a criticism film that you love, so I'm doing that. Yeah, no, I don't mind the criticism. I keep trying to find your username and it disappears. I don't mind your criticism. I can get hot and respond and be, saucy, but it doesn't mean I want whoever's giving me that criticism to like get out of the chat. That's not the vibe. The vibe is discussion. The vibe is me defending myself or me explaining something, or the vibe is just good vibes. But I don't mind criticism, especially if it's thoughtful and it's coming from a place that is honest in your heart. Just God, your Onyx was incredible. You're more happy to movie now. Are those the final voices? Yeah, yes. Box Demon and Beefy Bad Boy have been cast. It is Jason Marsden as the Box Demon and Daniel Ross as the Beefy Bad Boy. Fright Night 2 is worth watching. I don't know if I can clarify the vibe. We don't know the vibe yet. And no, there's a specific question somebody could ask that would unlock the true vibe of tonight's stream. But nobody's asked that question yet. And maybe we don't want to ask that question. But there's a vibe. There's a question that would unlock a vibe that you may or may not want. I'm from Maryland originally. Pumpkinhead remake. I mean, do I get hate mail towards Onyx? Oh my God. Yeah. Do you count comments? Boston Beaters out of gas is your username. Okay. Do you count comments? Because yeah, I get comments all the time that are hate-filled. Filming starts late March. You don't know the secret key. Wow. Yeah, we still have the location. Everything's cooking. Oh, the other thing I did in Massachusetts was go to the location. I mean, my God. I went to the location. I scouted other locations for other parts of the film. How will the film be? Oh man, it's so fucking. If you Claire, how will the film be released? Well, we don't know. We don't know until we make it. That'll come after we make it, and then we, hopefully have like a premiere at a film festival. Dealing with chat on my phone I don't like the vibe. I'm not saying that's chat's fault. That's my fault for fucking up my laptop stream. Oh, do people think Onyx is real? Yeah, they talk to me about Jesus Christ and stuff. How much of the character has blended into my personality? I think it's the other way around. I think my personality is blended into Onyx. Hey, Mr. the Dude, we don't have bar talk. I mean, to be honest, I was hesitant to start streaming again. Oh yeah, Hunter, we had a meeting today, a production meeting where we specifically talked about the Kickstarter backers that are coming to set. You'll hear from us soon. Yeah, you'll hear from us soon. No, you didn't ruin the vibe, Mr. the Dude. I part of me was like, I don't want to do a live stream until I've got a fucking bar talk to announce. And we still don't. But it's not for lack of trying. I mean, we have gone out to so many people since the last live stream. It's so fucking hard, dude. It's like, it's so fucking hard with the money that we have to attract an actor. It's such a catch-22 because it's like, well, if we got a big actor, um, like we can't get a big actor without having more money, but you can't. It's you know, I could go to I could go to Andy Serkis and be like, hey, catch this, Andy Serkis, 150 grand for 8 days. And if he was like, done, I'd be like, I don't have the 150 grand. I could find it, but a casting director is not going to make an offer based on phantom money. You know what I mean? So it's just not as easy as that. You've got to have the money. So you're making offers. Have you gotten close to any Bartok since the original? Yeah, I think there were 2 that were close. Read the script, liked it, looked at the schedule, looked at the rate we could offer, thought about it, and then very kindly passed. So, yeah, I think there were a couple we got close with. Most of them have just been passes based on our budget size. Because here's the thing. Even if we're offering them a certain amount of money, that's not all it's about. It's also the fact that they know, even if they're getting paid well, they're walking onto a tiny film set. You know, they know what the lodging is going to be like. They know what the meals are going to be like. I mean, we're going to do it right, but it's going to be really low budget. So it's also just the vibe. I mean, you know, and I hate to say this, okay? But even though I've directed a fuck ton of shit, am I anybody in the industry? Do I have a track record? Do I even have a feature from like last year or 2 years ago? Last feature I did was 2013. And it was shot on a GoPro. And it went to some great festivals. But the distribution deal was my YouTube channel. You can say I've got 1 million on TikTok. You can say I've directed Mark Hamill, that I've directed Edward James Olmos, Bruce Campbell. You can say that I've had videos get 100 million views. It doesn't really equate to a lot of weight in the industry. I mean, which is why we did the Kickstarter. This is like the kind of, you know, dialogue we were having during the Kickstarter. Because I think a lot of my fans are like, I don't get it. Why aren't you further along in the industry? And it's just like, it's a wild fucking world out here. It's a wild fucking world. And then somebody says, well, come to me when you're viral. And I'm like, well, I'm viral. And they're like, well, come to me when you got to film in a festival. And I go, I got to film in a festival. And they say, well, come to me when you're viral. Well, I'm viral. It's just this fucking constant game of chasing different targets. And even though at this point, I feel like I've hit all of the targets. Viral stuff, work with real established people, films and festivals, and it's just still not enough. You go up and you're like, here's my offering, and they're like, the fuck is that smelly ass shit? You know? It's fucking wild. So some of the big names we've gone out to be honest, I really think it's also a matter of like me not having much of a presence in the industry. I've said this before, but one of my biggest regrets, I really wish after Worm in 2013, that's when I got my job at Nerdist, and I focused on short form stuff, and I focused on trying to get features going through Nerdist or their parent company, Legendary. And I was trying to, I haven't pissed off anybody in the industry. I haven't had enough fucking success to piss anybody off. I thought maybe Nerdist would be the way through to bigger projects. And I wish I hadn't spun my wheels on that. You know what I mean? I think I should have made a fucking rule for myself. And if I'm ever invited to like speak at a film school, I'll say this. Make a rule for yourself that you make a feature every 2 years. I don't care if it costs $1 or $500, but you've got to make a feature every 2 years, okay? Because 2013 was when I made Worm. And, you know, oh, don't be depressed, Instant Light. I can be depressed about it. Or maybe that's what you're saying. And then I spent a lot of time pushing all of the Nerdist work and developing, you know, House Mother to pitch as a feature, Mystic Museum to pitch as a TV show. But But ultimately, that didn't lead to another feature. And then it took circling back around to Onyx to get the next feature off the ground. But I'll tell you what, maybe this is less depressing. If the first feature I get to make after 2013 is, you want to know what the goddamn vibe is? Well, the vibe is still chill until somebody asks the magic question that will unlock the fucking animosity. Nobody's hit on it yet. If the first movie I get to make since 2013 is this movie with fucking monsters, my character, my voice, my vision as a creator, then that's fucking tight. Okay? I reread the script the other day on the plane from Denver to make a list of special effects and VFX. Gremmy's upstairs. He did not partake in the flood. He was already taken up to our guest room before the flood. I'm so sorry. Is the question, how did you feel about Scream 5? Ding, 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 ding. That's the question. That's the magical question that will unleash the beast. You got it. I should send you a free Marty's Meat Hut hat for getting that right. That is the key. That is the key. You asked it? I'm sorry, Ray. I didn't see you ask it. But like I said, it's been very hard to track comments on the phone. I was reading the script on the plane. And don't let me forget, somebody asked about the Pumpkinhead remake. I was reading the script on the plane, and I was like, this is a fucking vibe. Like, man, if I get to really make it the way it's scripted, not to say I'd be happy if it were the only film I got to make, but I will say there's so much of me in this that's rare, and I will feel like it has taken back the years the locusts have stolen. Like, making the Onyx film, I don't think I'll regret not making a film after 2013. I really think it's going to make me feel like so much of this work was worth it, which is something I said at the end of the 24-hour stream, and I was crying. Mothman video. Yeah, I was in a Mothman video. I made it, right? Yeah. Which is that, like, I've been building Onyx for 10 years. This is such a great payoff, and I'm honestly so happy that it's happening, that it makes me feel better about past failures. Which is kind of scary, because if it didn't happen, would I, be more consumed by the thoughts of failure? Possibly, but I think that's what pushes you to find success in other areas. Getting a bunch of no's or rejections or a lot of the Nerdist work not leading to longer form projects could have just buried my creativity, but I'm lucky that I felt renewed to chase Little Willie, to chase Onyx, and just keep it going, because there's nothing more depressing than just giving up. I'll take all the failures and all the closed doors over just giving up. I think that would be the saddest thing. I want Onyx Saves Christmas or Onyx versus Krampus. That's the thing. I fucking want this movie to lead to stuff like that. Just give me 3 Onyx movies. This one, a sequel, and then a third one that's just fucking batshit. Or, this is my fucking dream. We've talked about this on a live stream before. Fucking make Onyx versus Cellar Dweller. Like, give me access to some of the fucking trash horror movies that nobody cares about, and just fucking do the Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein thing with Onyx. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing in a backdoor way. Do I think there's a reason why Onyx never got a TV show? I honestly don't know, because I pitched it. I pitched it at a couple places, like Spike TV back in the day, MTV. I pitched an Onyx thing to Adult Swim at the height of his, like, viralness. And nobody went for it. So weird. So, in the sequel that I've been outlining for the Onyx movie, it gets into, like, some Rawhead Rex Cellar Dweller territory. You know what I mean? Which is tight. You know what I need to keep track of? I don't know if my phone's, like, gonna die soon. I just was so angry at my laptop, I put the live stream up on the phone. And I don't know how much battery life it has. But before we talk about Scream 5, let's talk about Pumpkinhead remake. I have written the producer personally. I don't know if it's still his email address, but it's an email address that I found back in the day for this producer. And he never wrote me back. And I've written him, I think, 3 times now. And said, I have a pitch for the Pumpkinhead remake. Would you like to hear it? It's my favorite film of all time. And he's never written me back. You know, so what can you do? Everything I've been through has driven me toward my own shit, you know? That's the thing. Nate, what's up? Sequel time travels into the Talisman of Souls. Well, the Talisman is still at play in the sequel, but in a slightly different context. Everything I've experienced out here has just pushed me toward my own shit, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? There was a time when I was like, what if I wrote a pitch for this? What if I wrote a script that was a spec script for a Wishmaster sequel? Or what if, you know, and so many things have to happen to make that a reality. I just keep getting pushed toward my own shit. For better or for worse. Is there any stop motion in the Onyx movie, or did y'all half-ass it? That's a great way to phrase that question. There is no stop motion, but I also don't think we've half-assed anything. But I like that in your mind it's like stop motion, or you're a fucking half-assed motherfucker. And that's fine. I think that's a good take to have. So I don't know. The Pumpkinhead remake, I think, I'll say this. In the right hands, it could slap. But I do worry. There's been a lot of, like, really cheap, just like fuck around remakes lately. I mean, like the Castle Freak remake. Like, there's been remakes that I've been jealous of. I've been like, ah, fuck, I wish I could make Castle Freak. Ah, fuck, I wish I could make. And then they come out and they're fucking. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to do. The only thing that would be worse than not being the one. Yo, because of all the drama Frost caused, I haven't been a video about it or something like that. Ken, you were involved in the G4 Frost stuff? That's interesting. Oh my goodness. I watched her video, but I don't know much about the surrounding conversation. Pumpkinhead, so my thing is, the only thing worse than not being the one that gets to remake Pumpkinhead is being the one that gets to remake it and ruining it. I may be given somebody else's script. I may be given direction from a producer that basically says, hey, ruin your favorite creature of all time on my dime. Here's the paycheck, do it. And I would like to think I would, this is going to sound weird, but I'd like to think I would do it. You know, just to fucking have a feature done. I'd be like, I'm the guy that remade Pumpkinhead. Give me something else. Can I fucking make, like I said, Cellar Dweller 2? But I don't think I could. I think I'd have too strong of a fucking bullshit artistic moral compass. And I think I'd read the script and be like, this is not what Pumpkinhead deserves. Take this and shove it up your fucking ass. And I'd walk out. And then I'd be like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be like a big remake. I think it'll be something that, you know, lands somewhere, you know, a smaller distributor, but like horror fans will find it. Interesting. So why did I choose to make Abaddon as a creature instead of a guy in a suit, like a puppet? Because Creature Kid showed me a sketch he did of a crouched Abaddon demon. And I was like, that's tight. And it evoked more of the vibe. The funny thing about the Creature Kid stuff is, like, I didn't write the script picturing any fucking puppets. I thought they were all going to be makeups. And then I started talking, except for Beefy Bad Boy. And then I started talking to him about Beefy Bad Boy. And I was like, can you design this one creature? Because he had done a toy. He had done this pumpkin toy. Hold on. Ah, fuck, man. Fuck. He had done this pumpkin toy. And I was like, that's the vibe, dude, for Beefy Bad Boy. You know? So I reached out to him and I was like, would you design Beefy Bad Boy? And he read the script and he was like, can I design all the creatures and can they be puppets? And literally when he said that, I was like, yeah, they should be puppets. What am I doing? I mean, everything I've been inspired by, it's puppets. You know, I know it's cliche for an artist, especially one of my age, to invoke the name of Jim Henson, but like, all I care about is Jim Henson. You know what I mean? Like, that's the shit that's in my blood. But it took an artist who is visionary in their craft to introduce that into my brain. And now it's like fucking puppets all the way, dude. Puppets through and through. And now I'm conceptualizing the sequel, Sweet Jesus Christ in Heaven, if we get to make one, that like purposefully makes room for puppets. You know what I mean? It's so wild. It's so wild. But that's what I love about making stuff with other people, is that it's so collaborative. Somebody will say, I know this isn't what you're picturing, but hear me out. And then all of a sudden your vision expands because it's incorporating their vision. And I just fucking love it. I fucking love it. I mean, I pitched something a while ago that was like a Pee-wee's Playhouse, but with Onyx in a horror setting. I pitched it to Shudder, and it was all puppets, but I'd like forgotten about that pitch, and I'd forgotten about how badly I wanted puppets. And by the time I wrote the Onyx script, I was picturing makeups. So wild. All right, Scream 5, everybody. I watched it twice. I watched it twice because I was very confused about what I had seen. Because the response from the horror community was so positive that I honestly thought I'd watched a different film. And I thought I had maybe missed some details, missed some layers. The coaster's going fast. I may stop watching chat while I give my thoughts, so I don't get distracted. So don't think I'm ignoring you. So I saw it twice. I had heard they'd found a really wonderful story to tell. I had heard they'd almost reinvented the framework of what a Scream movie can accomplish. I had heard they had integrated legacy characters into a storyline with new cast members in a really inventive and clever way. And what I watched was probably the most boring and most bland version of a Scream movie I've ever seen. And I was astounded, honestly, because of the praise. I just thought I must have missed something. So when I went and saw it for a second time, I actually started reading the texts on their phones obsessively, thinking I missed a detail. There must have been something really clever in the text exchanges. Or, oh, there was that one line of dialogue that I kind of didn't hear. It was under their breath. Maybe that opened up some kind of mystery. I mean, I watched it a second time like this. Was that from the, yeah, what'd you say? What'd she say? She said, Amber, no, the liquor cabinet's open. Got it. Huh? What did he say? He's with a reference on the phone? Tracking it, you know? And it still amounted to nothing to me. Nothing. Not only, spoiler alert, not only have we had the nice boyfriend reveal, not only have we had the crazy younger girl reveal, we've had better versions of those reveals. We've had better ghost faces based on those exact archetypes. We've already done the toxic fan thing. We did it. It was Scream 4. Oh, we did it. We did it. So what exactly was done any differently? It was just a watered down Scream 4, but without Wes Craven? So what are you giving me? I mean, we already did it. I knew something was wrong with the opening sequence. Hey, if you're going to buck the trend and not kill the opening sequence girl, that's fine. But it still needs to be an interesting set piece. You know what I mean? And the fact that it was only heightened by the software, unlock, lock, unlock, lock, that's not enough. That doesn't really heighten anything. That's a fun little Oh, cool. That's a fun little technology thing. It's a nuance you can introduce in 2022 or whatever. But the opening of Scream 1 was such a fucking dialed in murder set piece with the boyfriend, with the escalation of the phone call, feeling very organic. I mean, the escalation of the phone call in this one. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm in your mom's group. I mean, oops, shouldn't have said that. She talks a lot about you. Oh yeah, what does she say about me? She says you like scary movies. Well, you'd fucking hang up at that point. He went from fucking Chris to Ghostface on the fucking turn of a dime. Turn of a dime? Drop of a dime? Turn of a what? That made me LOL. The fact that Ghostface was giving us exposition we needed, you know. Thank you for that exposition. We know her mother's now in group. Okay, so there's like an unstable family situation. I'm glad I got that backstory from Ghostface. But the fact that it was just break in, stab, 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 title slam. When we went to that title slam, I was worried. Because, I mean, take the worst Scream opening ever, and it's a better title slam than this new one. You got to bring someone up here before a title slam. Not just have him right here. She's getting stabbed. Slam, scream. Huh? What do you think? Strap in. For what? Some stabbing? Just some regular stabbing? I mean, he stepped on her leg. He stabbed through her hand. But ultimately, as a set piece, it was just stabbing. Not interesting, not exciting. And I know the narrative is, he didn't want to kill Tara. Tara needed to be kept alive to bring her sister to Woodsboro. Okay. Well, what could have been cool is it being clear to us that Tara was being kept alive. And I don't know how they could have done that. Not acting like I have every solution, but something to trigger that thought in us that Ghostface was knowingly keeping this first victim alive would have made me be like, whoa, this is a all new Ghostface. What are you doing? What do you got? We got deeper plans going on. That could have been exciting. But it literally just stopped in mid swipe to the title, and then that poor girl's kept alive in a hospital the whole fucking movie. I mean, they even make a joke about it at the end. Can you take me to a different hospital? Sure. So I was out at the title slam. Okay. Also, you know what else could have brought Sam to Woodsboro? Her sister's funeral. Okay. I mean, I know that's a trope, but could have killed Tara. Sister would have still gone to Woodsboro, I would think. One of the friends could have reached out, told her Tara died. You've got to come for the funeral. There's a lot of healing left to be done. There's a lot of family work left to be done, etc., etc., etc. Someone's got to plan the funeral. Blah, 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 whatever. Keeping Tara alive ultimately lowered the stakes out of the gate. Out of the gate, the decision was to lower the stakes. And here's another thing. I don't think the discussion around genre is as imperative to Scream movies as people think. I'm not looking at chat because I'm trying to stay on track. The idea of the themes of this new one being slasher versus elevated horror is a waste of fucking time. Because there's not really any connection to what ultimately happens, thematically. We're given mention of that in the beginning, and then in the very end, the boyfriend says, I don't like anything after stab 5. I'm a toxic fan. You are? Oh, okay. Data dump, expositional vomitous dialogue. But thematically, that just doesn't track. If he was a toxic fan, he'd either want to keep the legacy characters alive, kill everybody new, target the younger generation, or maybe he wants to wipe the slate clean and only kill legacy characters. But it was just a fucking messy bloodbath with seemingly no intention or motive or agenda, except for some lazy metaphor about elevated horror versus slasher. Hey, guess what? We don't care. We actually don't care. Horror fans like all of it. Horror fans don't have that conversation. Horror fans love Rosemary's Baby, love The Exorcist, and also love Cellar Dweller. It's actually not a divisive argument. And Scream to me isn't really built on meta genre conversation. That's like the seasoning. But Billy Loomis's reason, true reason, for being the murderer in the first movie was a personal, emotional reason, tied to his family, tied to Sidney's family. Making the reasoning for these new killers to be based on Stab 8 being a botch that was directed by Rian Johnson, is that what they said? Get out of here with it. It doesn't land. Thematically, it doesn't land, and it doesn't resonate. It lands with a fucking thud. Sitting in the theater 2 separate times when he's like, they call me toxic. Why? Because I love something? People were like, hey, boy. It's just fucking, we don't care. That's not timeless. You know what I mean? Even with how meta the original Scream is, the foundations of that movie and the building blocks of it as a film are timeless. They're timeless, good, cinematic decisions. Because Kevin Williamson's a great screenwriter and Wes Craven is a fucking pitch perfect director. Okay. One of my other points. Set pieces. Where are the iconic Scream set pieces? Every Scream, even the worst ones, have very intentional, blocked out, choreographed set pieces. Chases through a house where somebody has to jump out of a window and land on a fucking parked boat. You know, Rose McGowan in the fucking garage door opener. I mean, Jesus Christ, the opening of Scream 2 is like a fucking, whoo! I mean, it's a fucking concerto of mayhem that erupts in like brutal, unrecognized violence. And what did we get in this? Break in, stab, stab, stab. Next kill. Break in, stab, stab, stab. Next kill, though, but wait for the next one. Break in, stab, stab, stab. Okay, but hold on. Because with Dewey, it's going to be break in, stab, stab, stab. I know. He should have gone out in a bigger way. It should have been in front of Gail and Sidney. He should have held their hands as he died. You know, but no, just break in, stab, stab, stab. Stab, stab, stab. You have to have bomb-ass murder set pieces in a Scream movie. Now I sound like Randy. The other thing is, not to sound like Richie from the movie, but if you're going to involve the legacy characters to such a light degree, just make them cameos, you know? Have Dewey be, I would say arguably, Dewey should have been in the whole film and then died a hero's death, saving someone, not going back into a room where there were no possible victims to give Ghostface a headshot, but saving someone, saving Gail, saving Tara. She even says, they're lucky to have you, Dewey. He should die saving one of the younger generations. That characters, that would have made thematic sense. Legacy saving the younger generation. If your conversation is about legacy versus old versus new versus requel versus remix versus reboot, then play with those themes. But if you're going to have Gail and Sidney be in like 2.5 scenes, just have them show up at the end. Have it be Dewey's movie, thinking no one else is coming to the rescue, and then have the OGs come up, witness his death, and then fucking slam in that finale. Because they didn't slam until the finale anyway. You just had a bunch of scenes of them being on phones and driving. I'm coming. Hey, where are we? Oh, wait, let's go back. We missed them. I'm tracking them. Just have them show up in the end and fucking slam. Dewey's the one that stayed behind. Have it be Dewey's movie, as far as the legacy characters go. And here's the other thing. This is like a creative note that the filmmakers could just say, oh yeah, dude, that wasn't on the fucking table. You needed to involve Stu Macher. It almost feels like there was a draft that did involve Stu Macher. The finale ends at Stu Macher's house. The conversation, supposedly, is about legacy versus remix versus reboot versus requel. What makes that statement better than there being a third killer in the end? You know, everybody that watches Scream movies, they try to deduce when was Billy killing, when was Stu killing? When did Stu leave to put on the mask? When did Billy leave? When did Billy come back? That's always been a conversation. Have characters in this film trying to deduce that. Well, it couldn't have been you. Wait, it was you. You left. I just went to get beer. No, 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 no. She was with you. And then realize, wait a minute. There must be a third killer. Enter Stu fucking Mocker, my dudes. Have those kids be fucking worshiping at the feet of this disfigured, electrocuted Stu Mocker, who's broken out of a fucking nearby mental institution or prison. And then that finale would fucking purr, dude. It would fucking sing, dude. And of course Stu kills both of those kids. Of course he does. He would want the legacy to continue more than anyone. That's the point they thought they were making with this movie. So just fucking do it with Stu. I mean, that's what would have thematic resonance. Not just Richie and Amber being like, when my parents bought this house, I became obsessed with Stu Mocker. You did? And you just said that right now? Fucking 2 minutes ago? And now you're dead. Got it. Okay. Not a great reveal. Everything was said directly. 20 minutes in, you get a vision of Billy Loomis in the mirror. When are you gonna tell them about me? Whoa, 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 whoa. Should that have maybe been a third act reveal? I don't know why this girl's popping pills. I don't know why she's on antipsychotics. We don't know. One of the other characters finds it out. You're Billy Loomis's daughter. The fuck? No, I'm not. What the fuck? Then it comes out and she becomes the main suspect. Maybe middle of Act 2, top of Act 3. That's what she's been fucking trying to suppress this whole time? Oh, fuck. This movie fucking rips. Not 20 minutes in. When are you gonna tell them about me? Whoa. Ghost Billy, chill, dude. We just started. And then she immediately goes and tells her sister, I'm Billy Loomis's daughter. Got it. And then she immediately goes and tells her boyfriend, I'm Billy Loomis's daughter. Got it. Okay, slow down. Sprinkle this information over the entire narrative. Don't fucking just blast it at the top. And then there's no surprises. It's that blast. And then stab, 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 stab. It was the boyfriend and the friend. Credits roll. The fuck? Literally no twists and turns. For a Scream movie. Huh. Initially, my take on the Billy Loomis ghost was that doesn't belong in Scream. Visions, hallucinations, anything that kind of feels supernatural doesn't belong in Scream. But obviously, I know Sydney had visions of her mother. So it is allowed in Scream canonically. So I guess I can't have a fucking problem with it as a device, but I do think it should have come later, and I do think the information should have been doled out over the course of the narrative and not fucking blasted at the top because it removed all tension. Then you're just fucking sliding through the movie until two fucking nobodies pull off their ghost face masks. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. Roll the credits. You're done? Okay. All right. I don't see anything that this movie did that Scream 4 didn't do. And leave Stab out of it. If you're gonna fucking try to do a requel for Scream, let go of Stab. They went as far as they could go with that, with the little nesting doll intros from Scream 4. We have gone into the fucking rabbit hole with Stab. No mention of Stab. I mean, maybe like a tossed aside, there's been books, there were movies, Stab 8. Fucking trying to center it around when Stab got off of being a good franchise. Holy shit. Too tedious to explore. And the other thing is, you don't have the sense of humor of Kevin Williamson. Everybody had Tony Stark humor in this movie. Fucking everybody. Let's go back to Amber's house to get her inhaler. No, I'd like to keep my blood inside my body. Thank you, Jarvis. Scream is edgy. It just is. The first one is, for its time. You can't have a fucking humorless, dull, bland Scream movie. That's not Scream. That's not the DNA of that property. Yeah. I still prefer the Babadook. Yoish. Yoish. Okay. Have fun. Anyway, that's my take. And that pretty much took me to an hour. So, still no Bartok. I'm a failed filmmaker. We're going to make a cool movie in a couple months, though. Don't come at me for hating Scream 5. I'll catch up on your comments later, but for me to focus on how much I disliked Scream 5, I just needed to stare off at my Alf poster that's right over there. All right. Thank you so much. I'm not going to take down the stream. I'm fine being public about disliking Scream. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. And I will see all of you very soon. Okay. I'm going to end the stream before my phone dies. Okay. End stream. Yeah, I'll go live again next week. Thank you.